All right. I see that we're getting people in the participants now. People are coming in, and that's awesome. Welcome to the Explore series, week 2. I'm glad that you're here. As we wait for people to file in, I'm going to put up a poll. These are the important questions that we need to answer in life. Hang on. First off, I think the poll was up, but I'm going to ask this one first. I need to know if you are a dog person or a cat person. This is important because you can tell a lot by a person's character based off of what they choose. So far, cats are winning. Wow, this is great. I was about to start an argument for why we should pick cats and why cats are ultimately better than dogs. As you're voting or as you're looking and thinking about, which is better, a cat or a dog, and you can feel free to put into the chat why the dogs are the best, and I can tell you why you're wrong. Cats are typically better companions, even though dog is man's best friend. I think cats choose to love you, and that's something that a dog just does automatically. So that's my argument. So I'll leave this poll open for about 1 more minute. As you can see, I have this nice background behind me. It's not my wall, and I'm not actually disappearing into it, just so that you know. So if my face disappears, like half of it, just know that everything's okay. Everyone's good, nobody's hurt. It's just Zoom trying to cut my face off. All right, I'm ending the poll. Cats win. That's an easy one. That was a softball question. Now time for a more difficult question. Favorite color. Now, before you start going on about how not all the colors are on here, choose your color palette. If your favorite color is burnt orange, then just pick orange. If your favorite color is pink, then pick pink. It is pink, not the singer, pink the color. Statistically, it should be blue, right? Isn't like most people's favorite color blue? It's not my favorite color. I'll let you know my favorite color after, because I don't want to sway the vote, because I know that my opinion really matters. Somebody picked purple. It's an interesting favorite color. Every time I think of purple, I think of Grimace. I don't know why, and I don't know why that matters to you. And I don't even know if you know who Grimace is. He's a McDonald's cartoon character, because McDonald's used to do a cartoon because money. All right, ending the polling. You guys picked blue. My favorite color is red. So that's my favorite color. You are obviously entitled to your opinion. Blue is a popular one. I'm currently wearing blue. Johnson University's color is a shade of blue. We'll do one more poll question and then we'll get started. And this is the real important question. Not as important as the cat and dogs one, but still an important question. Who are you? I'd just like to know who you are. So that way I can maybe gauge my conversation, maybe give you some tidbits here and there. Rising senior. I guess I should have said already graduated. That would be the other. Rising graduate. If you are in the other and you are a graduate, then congratulations. If you are a senior, congratulations on making it to your final year of high school. It's a fun time. Don't let that senioritis kick in. All right, I'm gonna give this one a couple more seconds. Nice, awesome. Thank you guys. It looks like that we have a lot of our participants here. So today on the Explore, what we're calling the Explore series, we're gonna be talking about our dining options. And while that may not sound cool, if you love food as much as I do, you will be heavily interested in what we have to talk about today, because college is a very important time in your life, and there's a lot to take into consideration. You're always thinking about, your homework or your dorm, who you're going to live with, and all these other things. But you have to eat. You have to eat several times a day, and what you eat's important, and the food has to be good. And I can tell you about how great the food is at Johnson University, but I don't want you to take my word for it. We'll have some opinions from some other people. But again, my name is Ryan McDaniel. This is the second week of the Explore series. Last week, we went over the admissions process, like what it's like to apply and, get ready for college. And we heard from some current students on, what their journey was like, why they chose Johnson, what, they were most scared about, what they found to be the most fun aspects of their journey, and then, what they like about Johnson now. So if that's something that interests you, it should be posted on our website where the Explore series is. If you just go to Plan a Visit Explore series, you can go and watch that there. But today we're talking about food. And before I get to rambling about how much I love it, I would like to invite in our head of dining services, Jordan Durant. So, hey, Jordan, give everyone a wave. He's probably at the top of your screen right now. And I'll spotlight him so you have to see him. There's Jordan Durant. Normally he's not bearded up, but right now he's got his pandemic beard, as we all do. So Jordan, can you introduce yourself and talk to us about, food at Johnson University, what the options are? Are there any accommodations for people who need accommodations? Are there special events? What does a typical day look like? What will I be eating?
All right. Well, welcome everybody. Like Ryan said, my name is Jordan Durant. I've been fortunate enough to be with Johnson for in my food service director position for the last 2.5 years. I love it. It's been best job of my life so far. I really enjoy the daily interactions with everybody, with students, and seeing how their day's going. Obviously, campus right now looks a little empty, so I went through and pulled pictures over the last couple of years to kind of show you what the Galley looks like. If you haven't been on campus to view it yet through a preview day or a visit, this will help go through it and show you what it looks like. So at the Galley, or for dining services on campus, we have many areas. The biggest one is going to be our Galley service area. This is where you have your meals every day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner for most days. We have our cashier here as we're walking into the Galley. You can see the sub zone back there. There's several areas in the Galley to choose from. Lots of options. So you've got the sub zone there. We've got a fruit bar that always has fresh fruit, and of course your apples and bananas on there as well. Usually has like cottage cheese, something along those lines too. And then this is kind of a view from the front of it, looking at everything we have to offer. We've got our main line that has our salads and main entrees. And then in the back, you can see our light and healthy line, which is set up for more of our, as Ryan asked about or mentioned, was dietary accommodations. Our light and healthy line is usually set up to be dairy-free and gluten-free to accommodate the bigger population of dietary accommodations needed on campus. About once a week, 3 times a week, right at 1 to 2, we have a carving station where we carve meat for you at the end of the line. This is my kitchen manager, Jordan, as well. He's carving up flank steak that night. This is just a picture of after everybody's coming into the line and seeing everything we can have. I like the Galley because the faculty and staff and students all eat together throughout the meal service. So it's a really good community setting there. You're able to talk to the students and see how everybody's day is going, as well as the faculty and staff. At the back of the Galley, we have our made-to-order station where we rotate that item every day is different. And then we switch it up every other week. So we've got breakfast burritos here. We do anything from Nashville hot chicken sliders, which are a big fan favorite by the students. Sydney definitely loves hers. She helped me post a picture that day. We do Crunchwrap Supremes on Fiesta Fridays, which have been a huge hit. We do a Stir Fry Thursday as well, so lots of different options on there. Most important part of any meal is desserts, of course. We've got our dessert station set up by our toaster and bread. We've got fresh bagels out for our breakfast and brunch meals. And of course, Johnson is fortunate enough to have a soft serve machine. So for those that love ice cream, this is the highlight of most meals for me. So,
Jordan, can I interject real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
What flavors of ice cream do we have? Because that's the most important thing so far.
Absolutely. So our soft serve machine, as you can see, is chocolate and vanilla. And then in our, you can see it there, the silver part of the counter back there under the Mayfield sign. We do premium ice cream selection. So mint chocolate chip cookie dough, black raspberry, birthday cake is a huge hit. Lots of different flavors in there. We do a lemon sorbet rotated through there. Lots of different options. The selection that we're able to get in is huge. So if you have your favorite, you let me know and we can get it in for you. And then we have our dining hall, the way it's set up normally for everybody eating out there. Huge space for everybody to gather during meals. And then some of the more specific foods that we do a smoked meat throughout the semester. This one's ribs we did for our 125th birthday party dinner meal. For one of our student appreciations, we've done some smoked turkey legs. The ribs were delicious. And then this is probably one of our fan favorite nights is our Italian night. We've got spaghetti and chicken parmesan. And then you can see our carved roast beef there, whole at the end, is carved again by somebody at the end of the line serving it to you. And the great thing about the Galley is you can come back through and eat as much as you want. Sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. Breakfast is a huge hit. We do breakfast for dinner every once in a while, but our main ones are usually biscuits and gravy, tater tots, of course, or some type of breakfast potato, different types of eggs, and breakfast protein, ham, bacon, sausage. Bacon is by far the fan favorite. This is a picture of our light and healthy line. As you can see, we usually do a couple composed salads there. They rotate throughout the week. We've changed them up for this next fall semester, which would be great. And then we have some proteins in there to add on to your normal salad if you'd like, and some other different options. This is where we have our vegan options as well. This semester we'll have 3 different types of beans available every meal to help accommodate that dietary accommodation. This is a picture of our light and healthy line. Like I said before, our light and healthy line, hot food is always dairy-free and gluten-free, prepared from the kitchen. So it's a good options there. This is our chicken stir fry. We also rotate, again, desserts are one of the most important parts. Apart from the ice cream and soft serve, we do monkey bread is a huge favorite. We do that monkey bread Mondays, and then those rotate every day throughout the week on different days. So just another picture of everybody gathering there. This is one of our camps that we did. And then the second option for beverages or food on campus is in the EAC at our underground cafe, where we serve Starbucks coffee. This is located in the bottom floor of the EAC. There's a attendant there throughout the day, 7 to 3. In the EAC, we also have our River Grill where you're able to use your exchange meals. And I think we'll go into those a little bit later as well. That are on your meal plan. You can also come up and just pay cash there as well. The faculty and staff love the underground coffee shop. The admissions office definitely enjoys that. They're one of our biggest customers. The biggest and newest thing that we have at the Galley, or at the dining services, excuse me, is our newly constructed art cafe. We have 3 different concepts here in the ARC. We have a habaneros concept, which is like a Chipotle or Salsaritas or Moe's Southwest Grill, depending where you're at in the country. Only ours is way better. And then we also have a full service, full menu Starbucks coffee shop there as well, and a simple blend smoothie concept. Our simple blend smoothies are a huge hit, to the point where they're actually being added to our exchange meals next semester. So by the time you're coming here to campus, they'll be part of your meal plan, and you'll be able to use a scan to get a smoothie. It's a pretty big deal. We're open at night at the Arc. It's open from 5 to 10 for your late meals. Always a big hit. I usually stop there every night on my way home and grab something to eat. We also have a retail counter there where if you're in a hurry, just need to grab a quick snack or bite before you go work out or after a game or a match or even practice, need something to re-energize. We have all these options in here for you. You can grab those and pay for them right at the counter. Anything from Lenny and Larry's cookies to protein bars. Obviously, you see the drinks down below, Rockstars, Vita Water, lots of options. So we like giving back to the students and doing special things for them. So one of the things that we do on a random basis, we do a bonus bite throughout the semesters. A couple of options are here. We've had our soft pretzel bonus bite with some dipping sauces. We've done caramel apples as well with different toppings there for you to add on to them. Popcorn with hot butter and different seasonings to add on to it. That was a big hit. Decorate your own cookies. And with some of these, we do contests where you'll be able to post them back on Facebook, and then we'll judge them and do out prizes for them. This is probably one of the good ones, one of the best ones as well, our fondue chocolate fountain, with lots of different stuff to dip into it. And create your own cupcakes. We have several options of these. I don't have pictures of all of them. We do, after chapel, we do coffee and hot cocos and donuts every once in a while. And again, these are just random, and we throw those in there just to show our appreciation to the students and to faculty and staff. Every month we do theme meals. Theme meals are a big part. We love doing these. It's where we change it up just a little bit. As you can see, instead of being set up in the normal serving area, we clear the dining room from the middle and set up our food lines out there. This is our Greek night. This will be the third year in a row that we've done this meal. It's been a huge hit. We do made to order gyros right there hot at the end of the lines, and you can add your toppings onto them. And then we decorate the galley to reflect each theme meal. So this one we hung Greek flags, and here's just a bird's eye view from above. Some of these we do contests for as well. For this one, we did a costume contest for our Greek night. We did a women's contest and a men's contest. As you can see, the guy in the middle, he did a Grease and went as Danny. October brings around our orange and black. We actually partner with the SGA, student government, on this one. They did pumpkin launching this year, and we always try to stand out and dress accordingly for the events as well. So as you can see, I put my managers in these T-Rex Halloween sweatshirts. And here's a picture of the dining hall dressed out for that night, orange and black. We do different desserts again around each thing. For the Greek night, we did baklava. For this one, we did dipped Rice Krispie treats. And we always try to decorate a little differently. We did some dried ice, dried ice for the wells, just to add some effects in the dining hall. And there's another picture of it. Here's our dessert set up. Christmas brings around our Miller Scott, where not only does the dining services give back, but the whole campus really does. The faculty and staff come together, and all the students are invited to this dinner where they're actually served their meal from the faculty and staff throughout the night. It's a big event that we pull everybody together. We sit about 500 to 600 people in the dining hall, and it's just a great night. Everybody takes their pictures in front of the trees set up that are around campus and there in the dining hall as well. And of course, like I said, we dress for the parts for these meals. We've got a great staff. This is one of ours from that night. And then in the Galley, we set up for that just to give different effects and stuff to do, make it fun for everybody. January, we did it for the first year. This year, we did a Disney theme night. I built a castle in the dining hall and transformed it into a different area. Lots of decorations throughout the dining hall. And again, we're doing costumes. We had a pizza planet from Toy Story, Mickey and Minnie Mouse, obviously, and lots of different things set up. So March is Dr. Seuss's birthday. So I dressed up as Cat in the Hat and was taking pictures with students as they came in to eat in the Galley. And we were all dressed up in Thing 1 through Thing 11, I believe, that night. So of course you can see it in the background there. We had Walk It in a Pocket on the made to order station. The meal is always themed around that as well. So we had Sam I Am sliders. Of course, you can't have any Dr. Seuss night without green eggs and ham. And then at the end of the year, we always do a student appreciation theme meal where we dress up. We made a castle there at the front door, and we do the meal around that, and we do prizes and giveaways and activities throughout this night or throughout this meal as well to get everybody involved in it. So this one we had several TVs, cornholes, different games, and our vendors usually donate different snacks and foods for everybody. And we give those away as well. It's always a big fun night for that. This one was a carnival theme for this picture, and we had streamers going across the whole Galley. And here's one of our students winning some prizes from one of our cupcake contests. Excuse me. Around campus, as you're going to class, we also do catering. So you'll see these tables set up throughout the halls in different buildings. It's something that the teachers will do for some classes, faculty and staff meetings, things like that. Or if we have an off-campus meeting on campus where we invite outside people, we'll cater for that as well. It's always a fun time in the Galley. I like taking pictures with students, getting them back out there on Facebook. There's just a few of them as they're coming in here. Oh, that was on there twice. And then the Galley is, we're family and dining services, so I'm huge. After every meal, we go through and we have our own family meal after our service is over. So we all sit down at the same table, talk about the day and how everybody's doing, stuff like that. Just a couple different pictures from there. We employ quite a few work study students from on campus. When you come to campus, if you're looking for a job, I'd love to have you there. When you work for us there, you get a free meal after your shift, and it's just always a fun time. This is just a picture of the three of us managers for our Festival of Joy dinner, all dressed in our fancy clothes that night. And I think that's pretty much I have for it. If I miss something, or as you're coming through the Galley or serving or eating, excuse me, you see something that you'd like to see there or don't see there, like to see it change, we've got a comment box there in the Galley where students are allowed to put their comments on there, and then I take those from the box and I'll write on them and post them back out there. As you see Jaylee pointing at hers after it got hung up. So, and then of course, if you're interested in a campus job when you come to campus, I never hurts to recruit, so we want you.
No, that's perfect. And I love the way that you ended that, Jordan, because there aren't many places where you can go where if they don't have something you want on the menu or they're not serving it and you go, well, I want this, you can fill out a card and you don't know, maybe that request will pop up later. I think that's pretty cool that you guys are so, student driven, that you are like, you know what, this is what the students want, let's try to do it. So here in a minute, we're gonna do kind of some Q&A. So if you are thinking about questions that you have pertaining to food or dining services or the logistics that surround it, be thinking of those. But before we get there, I was gonna invite Tori Husky in. She's an admissions counselor in the admissions office, to give Jordan a break to talk about, if you come to Johnson, what are your options in terms of how many meals you get a week and what all of that looks like. So Tori, could you give us a rundown of just some of the logistics behind meals?
Yeah, absolutely. Hi everyone, my name is Tori. As Ryan said, I work in the admissions office, here to bring you the more logistical side of dining services. So every student is able to have a meal plan if they would like one. And we have a lot of different types of meal plans to fit every student's needs. So we have 6 basic plans, and they kind of function in 2 different ways. So some of the plans are what we call traditional plans, where you get a certain number of meals per week. The other type of plans are called block plans, where we give you a large number of meals for the whole semester. Personally, I like the block plan a lot better because some weeks you might eat in the Galley 20 times, and some weeks you might eat in the Galley twice, depending on what's going on with your life. And with the block plan, that doesn't matter. All of your meals are just there. You can use them anytime. Whereas with the traditional plan, if you don't use all your meals in a week, they don't go anywhere else. They just go away. So in an effort to not waste meals or waste money or waste food, I like the block plan, where you can use them anytime and as much as you like. Also, the block plan is wonderful if you are ever hosting guests or family on campus, because they can use your meals as well, and that doesn't count against your number of meals in the week. So within each of those 2 ideas, the traditional plan and the block plan, there are 3 sizes of meal plans, basically small, medium, and large. For most people, I recommend the medium plan. It's, not too big, not too small. It's the Goldilocks meal plan. It's just right. With it, you will get, in addition to your regular meals in the Galley, you will also get what are called exchange meals. And I think Jordan mentioned these kind of briefly. What those are meals that you can take and use in the River Grill or at the smoothie station in place of a meal at the Galley. And so you'll get a set number of those per week. So the smallest meal plan has 1 of those. The Goldilocks, the middle meal plan, has 3, and the largest meal plan has 5. I have heard from a lot of students, now that we have the habaneros in the smoothie place, going up to the largest meal plan where you get 5 exchange meals a week is worth it, because you're going to be going there all the time. So if you foresee that happening, you might want to consider getting a larger meal plan to accommodate that, and also getting more meals in the Galley that way as well. Let's see. Do we want to talk about flex dollars?
We can, yeah.
Okay. So an additional thing that we also offer are a thing called flex dollars. So these are dollars that you can use to buy coffee. You can also use them at the habaneros, the River Grill, anywhere that does food services outside the Galley. You can use flex dollars. And the way these work is it's just regular money that you put into your flex dollar account. The bonus for doing this is that whatever you put in, you get about 10% more. So if you put in $10, you get $11. So the more money you put in, the more money you're able to get as a bonus to use at the coffee shop. There's a Starbucks right under our office. And when we're working in the office, that's where I am all the time. And I use flex dollars so I can get a little bit extra on what I'm spending at the coffee shop. So that's another option. That's also a great way for parents to send a little care package for you, send you some flex dollars so you can go grab a coffee or an extra burrito that week, which is great.
Perfect.
I think that's about all I got, yeah.
Awesome. So does anyone have any questions that they would like Tori or Jordan or myself to answer concerning food, dining options? You can throw the question in the chat, or you can unmute yourself. I personally, my favorite day is Fiesta Friday, as it was slightly mentioned earlier. It's been an ongoing tradition, definitely since I was a student. I started attending Johnson in 2012, and Fiesta Friday has always been a staple of my adult life. So I like my nachos and my crunch wraps, and now that we have habaneros, I don't know what to do with myself except be excited that we'll be back at campus soon. So that way I can get some chips and queso, because we know that's what makes people happy. Questions, comments, concerns? Did we miss anything? Tori, Jordan?
We missed talking about one of my favorite things in the Galley, which Jordan mentioned while we were prepping, which is monkey bread. So this is a thing that only happens on Mondays. It's really important. So we do brunch on Mondays, and it's the best day of the week. Everybody loves Fiesta Fridays, but I love brunch on Mondays because there's usually like made to order omelets and all that good stuff, but there's also monkey bread. I don't really understand what monkey bread is other than it's just a lot of cinnamon and butter and wonderfulness. And it's what I look forward to most to start my week. It's what gets me out of bed on Monday mornings. That's all.
Yeah, I don't know how you don't love all the extra options that we get. Trying to think. Didn't we like can parents like call in and ask for like there to be like orders for their students? Sometimes I see like cookie cakes that say like congratulations or happy birthday or things like that. I could be off base with that. But I think that we do like some special orders, don't we, for that? Jordan is nodding his head yes.
Yeah, we do. So we do what we call Pioneer treats. Probably the biggest favorite is the cookie cakes. We do a dozen cookies, and then we even do like a monthly treat special. Parents can do it online and through the Pioneer website or through the portal. It's on there as well. It's attached in a link under dining services. And then we put those together and we leave them we email the students and then leave them for them at the cash register there in the Galley. So everybody coming through sees their name on that and was like, we do birthday cakes as well. That's a big favorite. So a lot of that stuff.
Yes. So if you're having a difficult week and you have midterms coming up and you're like, Mom, midterms, they're coming up and I'm stressed. You know what would be great right now? A giant cookie cake. If only there were a way for me to have a cookie cake. And then you just send them the link in a text message and go, hey, doesn't this look cool? You can do a little bit of that too. So.
Can you also have cookies delivered to your dorm late at night?
That is something that we've done before. We do cookie deliveries where you can email and order cookies, and we deliver them up to 10 o'clock at night and have one of the students deliver them to the dorm lobbies or to the office. Some staff members have done it for their classes, faculty members for their classes during exams, like Ryan said, where it's stressful, just to give a little break before giving a big test or giving big test results.
Perfect. So if your parents won't buy you cookies, guilt your professors into getting them for you. It's even better. I'm not seeing any questions rolling in. I like to think it's because we're all thinking about food now and we just want to go try to make a Crunchwrap Supreme or something.
I have a question.
Yes.
So for the exchange meals, is it like if you don't use it at the River Grill or at Habaneros, you can still get that meal in the Galley?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So you can use, like if you have the traditional plan, you have those 17 meals for the week is the biggest one. You have those 17 meals, and if you can use them all in the Galley, or you can, we say, exchange them at one of the other two locations.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that, of course, is not the only way to purchase food at these locations. The River Grill, which we didn't see much of, or you may be like, what's a River Grill? It's our food option that is closest to the river. It has kind of like typical Americana food, like your burgers, your dogs, your chicken fingers and stuff like that. And you can, you can just pay for these things when you're there too. You don't have to use exchange meals. But they're a nice little perk if you walk into the Galley and you're like, man, all these options are so great. I can't choose just one. And then you're like, but I'll just go to Habaneros and get nachos. You can go do that. Any more questions? All right, well, it's been great. I've enjoyed talking about food. I'm actually pretty hungry now. I'm gonna go feed my cats, and then I'm also gonna start making a taco soup, and it won't be as good as if the Galley made it. So I'm looking forward to getting back on campus and having some good food. And if you end up coming to Johnson University, know that you will be well fed. So join us over the summer. Our Explore series is continuing. I encourage you to look at the options that are coming up. We're about to have some very like major specific interest. So if those pique your interest, you should be there because we'll have some pretty key people in those fields talking with you. And then every other week in between the major specific ones, we're going to be talking about dorm life and other kind of fun, generic kind of all-encompassing for all the students. So be sure to tune in for those. We appreciate you stopping by. If you ever have any questions, you can email us. My email is rmcdaniel, rmcdaniel @johnsonu.edu. If you didn't think of any questions to put in the chat. If not, we'll see you next week. Stay safe. Bye.